Campfire stories from the Dying Embers universe. Dragons, aliens, and things that go boomp in the night.
Saved time. Part 7. She began brushing the blue soil away from the spot, rooting the strange track, and the round slope of the skull bone appeared. Her heart-beating vast cadence slid her fingers into a socket revealed and tugged. With a crack that seemed to shake the entire mountain around her, and a flash that blinded her to everything save the human skull she had just yanked out of the soil, the storm broke over the park. Without knowing exactly how, found herself back beside Pat, shoving the skull back into her backpack, but first into a paper bag to keep it safe. "We need to get to the Jeep," Pat was saying as scrap drops of rain sounded on the canopy above them. That lagging was way too close. Camus felt not the slightest need to argue, and they started back on the trail, a deer track leading to the spring, really, as a few fat raindrops turned to a multitude of small ones that began to find their way to their branches to follow their clasped hands. Another rumble of thunder, this one rolling properly down the mountain, with a recent pause between the flash and the sound, made Camus laugh with delight and squeeze Pat's hand. He gave her a slightly incredulous look as they ran down the mountain. They were, of course, soaked to their socks by the time they made it back to the Jeep, but the engine started right up and was still warm from the drive-in. Pat turned on the hot air, and it was blasting them with not comfort, but the promise of comfort by the time they started moving. "Did you find what you were looking for?" Pat asked as the Jeep riled over the dirt road. Cadence was clutching her wet backpack to her chest, and she slowly unzipped it, pulled out the reasonably dry paper bag, and carefully removed the dirt-covered skull, just visible in the light of the headlights that reflected back to the windshield. Gleams of gold in the upper molars caught the light and flicked over to the inside of the vehicle. "Oh," she heard Pat say quietly. The sound of the engine filled the cab for several long moments. "Do you think I should have left it up there?" Keynes asked uneasily. "This might have been a crime scene." "We might never have found it again after the storm," Pat pointed out. "And you'd already touched it. Better we take it to Odysee and they can get an identity. Though it'll at least give the fans some closure." Keynes stared fascinated into the empty eye sockets. Whoever this had been, man or woman, had died of over on the mountain. Keynes felt the warm sympathy of the man by her side, the man who had dropped everything to come out and help her chase out a ghost. And the thought of this old deserted park, now having light, filled her with a well of pity. She leaned forward and kissed to the top of the lonely skull. As she tasted the soil and bone on her lips, it suddenly occurred to her how odd that might look, as she couldn't help casting an uneasy glance over at Pat. But he was only looking at her with deep compassion and understanding in his eyes. Cadence flushed warmer than the heater could make her and clutched the skull to her chest. They would turn this memory of a person over to law enforcement and take whatever scolding would be hers for disturbing the sight. She would add this to her entry in the leather notebook, or not, if they'd seen that there were policies and they didn't include acknowledging that the harp can't seem to have reasons for its appearances, apparently. The policies suggested that those who managed the park and its lands knew something that she was probably not to know. She felt this should be more important to her right now, but as her feet squelched in her soaked boots and the blast of the Jeep skeeter hit her full in the face, and the latter of the eyes that never doubted her looked on with love. "Eyes on the road, idiot," she muttered to a smile she couldn't hide, and if there were tears next to the rain on her face, she really didn't care if Pat noticed or not.
End of
Part 7. Bard has led his pool of outcast warriors across the stars to this strange blue planet with its cold, nearly dead surface. For years, they clung to each other in the magma caverns, only going to the surface to humor the curiosity of their hosts, until the day a young alien wandered into Bard's song and resonated with him, and gave his pool a hope of something more. Now, a dark threat from Bard's homeworld threatens the fragile connection he has formed with this alien family, and the stars sing of war.
Get your copy of Hidden Fires, available only on Indiegogo this October 2024. Check out the link below the video, like, subscribe, and share.